should I feel? Tell me now, how should I feel? Now I stand here waiting.
Avec les fonds rapportés par le succès du groupe, son manager Rob Gretton décide que ce serait une bonne idée d'ouvrir un club.
Rob decided that we should put something back into Manchester. He's like that, Rob. And he wanted us to open a club because basically there was nowhere we could go.
No, we've had a club, Rob. We had the factory. You don't know what it's like, Rob, to have a club and no one comes. Rob, we don't want to do this. This is so, we've been there, Rob. Rob went, "Woo." So we went, okay.
I thought, yeah, great. 1 night a week, hire a place in Manchester. Yeah, great idea. And then we found out that no, it wasn't that. It was we're going to build a club and buy the club, and it's going to be fucking huge.
And I had to pay to get in for the first night. Should have known.
Le club est loin de connaître un succès immédiat.
Empty. Early days, empty. We opened 6 days a week or 7 days a week because we thought it was our social duty for about a year and a half. And I think we probably had a reasonable Saturday night, and every other night was about 5 people.
And you went out to a club. The ones you liked best were the ones that were dark and were clammy sort of little places, and then to go into this aircraft hangar that was like in summer it was daylight all the time, and you could see the two people.
If you ask what it was like in the first couple of years, we lost a further 400 grand or something, God knows. But it looked good.
Tout au long des années 80, New Order accumule les hits et sous l'égide de Factory évolue en toute liberté dans l'industrie du disque.
We basically, because we were on Factory, we never had anything to do with any industry people, with levies or all this razzmatazz that goes with it all. And we were just left alone. We were just working at home, knocking around with our friends, being normal. We were quite normal people for a long, long time. We never had any money. I didn't earn any money until I was like 32. And they didn't have a bean. The Hacienda was losing fortunes before I was even getting paid. It was costing us 10 grand a week, and we were on 50 quid each. We were losing 10 grand a week in the Hacienda and things like that. It was very interesting. Very interesting.
I remember Rob once at some big row at Real World in Bath shouting at Barney, "Do you want a yacht?" And Barney went, "Yes!" "Will you do what is required to get a yacht?" "No!" And that kind of sums the whole thing up, really.
Didn't give a fuck about career or whether we're going to be successful. We didn't give a damn about success. We weren't bothered about being on top of the pops, not at all. No, we just wanted to go and have a good time with our friends.
L'Hacienda, club presque exclusivement consacré à la nouvelle dance music venue des États-Unis, commence enfin à attirer du monde.
Well, I was giving the staff speeches about however successful we are with True Faith and Substance, there's another youth revolution around the corner, and we don't know if it'll happen here or elsewhere, and we don't know what it will be, but let's keep our eyes open. And even while one's saying that, one of our own groups is hanging out in our club selling small little tablets coming out of America, and one member of the band standing on the stage on his own with his arms in the air. So there's me giving a speech about look out for the next revolution, and it's already happening.
Au départ, les Happy Mondays sont avant tout une bande de copains de Little Holton, une des grandes cités de Manchester. Bess se joint au groupe en tant que danseur.
We're all from the same area. We all had the same desperate thoughts, lived the same desperate lives, and all had the same expectations. You know, when we left school, no one was going to get a job. We'd all been told we was all shit and we weren't going to do anything. So that was our bond, you know what I mean? That feeling of like telling everyone to fuck off. What I thought I was doing at the time was like a war dance. It was like my big fuck off to society. Like, I'm a mental mad fuck and I'm right in your face now, and what you're gonna do about it. It was like and that's a desperation really, or something like that, you know what I mean? But at the same time it's like, you ain't gonna control me. I'm fucking completely out of it, and I'm gonna fucking go all the way to the top doing it.
L'Hacienda se retrouve bientôt à l'épicentre de l'explosion dance et devient l'un des clubs les plus en vogue d'Europe. Anthony Wilson est stupéfait de voir à quel point l'Empire Factory est devenu un pôle d'attraction.
The big point about Factory is everything that seems like a clever idea or great strategy and wonderful whatever was always a complete accident, complete mistake, and is either post-rationalization or, as we prefer to call it, praxis, which is you find out what you're doing by doing it, or you find out why you're doing it by doing it. So, for example, the Mondays, you know, let's sell a band on the basis of being completely outrageous, sort of drug-dealing lunatics, and let's make up these stories every day. No, you just sat there and it happened to you.
Son, I'm 13. I only win with your money 'cause she's dirty.
Le succès des Happy Mondays est fulgurant. Ils enchaînent les hits et avec New Order deviennent les meilleures ventes de Factory.
It's just what you see, yeah. I see so.
New Order a passé une grande partie des années 80 en tournée dans le monde et grâce à ses rentrées d'argent, l'Hacienda est parvenue à se maintenir pendant sa période de vache maigre.
Every time that we earned a lot of money, we felt that we were doing it for the club, not for us, which again put me off tour. And I thought, well, I'm not going to end up in hospital and make myself ill for a nightclub. So I stopped. You know, I got sick of it.
Bernard Sumner perd patience et d'autres membres du groupe fréquentent de moins en moins leur propre club.
To tell you the truth, right, the Hacienda, the reason I didn't go is every time I went there, you know, I'd see something you'd see something you'd be doing, like, you know, oh God, I could do a repainting now, oh God, this floor needs doing, oh Christ, oh no! And it's like, I couldn't relax.
You'd have like really heavy meetings like every week about the club, really heavy, about financial problems, about gang problems, about violence.
It stopped being the happy matey vibe and became something that was a little bit frightening.
And it became like a fashionable thing to be bad as well, you know what I mean? The badder you are, the fucking cooler you were, you know what I mean? So it was all like part of that thing, you know what I mean? I don't know, it just blew up.
Some hysterical meeting, I kind of go, come on guys, come on, it's been so wonderful, let's be honest. If there was a button and you could press it and the Hacienda would never have existed, come on, what would you do? And Barney leans forward and goes, show me the fucking button.
Restez des nôtres, musicographie se poursuit dans quelques minutes.